Hello everyone, this is a guide on how to play the United States of America and Hearts of Iron 4. Let's start here with our research. Okay, now let's go for our construction here. So the United States here has the worst law here, undisturbed isolation, not even civilian economy. So the best thing you can do at the start of the game, you can build infrastructure in the best places you can, where you have resources, and you can build. Once you go to the civilian economy or early mobilization, you can start building military factories, or maybe one or two, let's say like 10 civilian factories. So all you do at the start of the game, you find the best places you have here, like this, to build infrastructure. Also, it has resources, it's a good place. Aluminum is gonna be very important for your planes. Basically, wherever there's resources, you can build infrastructure at the start. So that's all about it for the construction here. Now for your production tab, you can leave some here on the guns, some on the support equipment, some on towed artillery here. Also, don't forget to build at least one train, your tracks here, and that should be about it for your starting military factories. Now for your here for your navy production, I like to leave those because this one is finishing early. Now this one is a bit later on, but it's halfway, so you can leave it. This one is gonna take a lot of time, so you can delete, let's say, this one. I leave the carriers here, I like to leave them to build, and you can pretty much leave the rest of the navy to build, and later on add your own design. Also, as the USA, don't forget to build convoys because you're gonna need them. I usually leave about 2 or 4 at the start, maybe 2. And later on, if I see that I need main convoys for trading, I usually get it up to 6 or 7. So that's about it for the production tab here. Now let's go for our focus trip. As the USA, your main goal is to get out of the undisturbed isolation here, which is gonna be getting this one, the giant wakes. But before you go for that focus, you have to continue up here, the New Deal. You continue the New Deal, and you go down this path here, and this, you take this. After you take this one, you have to wait 230 days until you can do the next one here. In the meantime, you can get a research slot here, this one, and this one is pretty strong. But I would say the best one here you can rush is this one for the 10 as fast as you can, if possible. For the 10% war support, which means you only start with 5. Now, if you go here, once Japan declares wars on China, you can go here, improve relations with China, and send here the attache here, which is gonna give you another 10% war support. So if Germany does some focuses and also pumps up the world tension, once you do the giant wakes here, let me show you. Once you go here, you go Neutrality Act, Arsenal of Democracy. Once you do the giant wakes, you should be able to go at least to partial mobilization by doing this. And here, the rest of your focus tree, after you do the most important here, those, and coming down here and getting Arsenal and giant wakes, you can do this one and this one. Also, don't forget here, select the Training Act, do it as fast as possible. At least have it before you do here the giant wakes. So when you do the giant wake, you can get the civilian economy and get right away to the partial mob. So after you do most of the most important starting focuses and you're left out with no focuses, you come here, and the best focuses you can do is here, this one for your navy, and you can focus down on this one. You can do the air and get some bonuses here for your close air support building, -10 for the bombers, and you can also get bonuses. This one is a very good close air support and also gives you the fighter model as well. So this one is very good to go after. Here also you can go for the land doctrine, research artillery bonus, yeah. So I guess here also this one, when you're at war, you can get bonuses for attacking countries. It's also very useful, but it's not the most important. You can do it later when you are in the war. So yeah, that's about it for the American focus trip. When you get here, let me show you on your decisions. You have the Senate and the House support. You must always be doing a medium lobbying effort, or if you can't, you can do the small, but the medium lobbying effort is the most cost effective because you need here the support to be able to continue doing these focuses. You need the support of the Senate, so always do medium lobbying effort. Also, some decision will appear which is gonna tell you like build a military factory, let's say in this region, and it's gonna appear here, and you're gonna click and it's gonna say you like build here or build here. You are gonna go and build that military or civilian factory or infrastructure, and it's gonna give you more support of the Senate. You want this to be as high as possible. Now let's go for our division templates here. You can do a pretty basic 20 weight for defensive, but you're the USA, you're mostly gonna go on the attacking, so you're gonna need the 40 weight at least with basic infantry, and as always you can put here this or this one, whatever you like. Also put the recon, and you can choose between those three. I usually go with this, but I sometimes also try the field hospitals out. It's not bad to use it, but just change them for the signal. Don't go for the logistics and go like this. And also this is the same, but you can do the same one with marines here. Just change everything and put marines and make your marine division. Also for your tank divisions, as you can say, I would say the most you can do medium tanks. Now this one is a pretty decent tank design which you can use as the USA. And that's about it for here. That's about it for the division templates. You can always try new stuff by yourself. And now let's go for the doctrines and the officer corps. Now let's start with the doctrine. The USA starts here with the superior firepower, which I love. And I usually go with this. With the USA, you can try this one path because USA uses tanks, uses air, uses a lot, and this gives bonus for everything. But if you go mostly with infantry, you can go with this side, or if you go a bit with planes, tanks, everything, you can always try this side over here. Now, for the officer corps here, what I like to do always is go like this, and here I like to go with the organization here below 25. You can always try this one or maybe this one. I'm gonna go with this. Now for your naval doctrine, you go here on this on the base strike, and here for your Navy advisors, for your Navy command, here you go for the attack. Here you go for this one for changing between your Navy designers very fast because it only needs 30 political power. And for this one, you can get I like this one here, this one is actually good. The night attack and the bad weather penalty, those two are my favorites here. I usually go with the weather, minus 40% penalty on the bad weather. And now for your air doctrine, you can go with this one here. Operational integrity was the best, but if you wanna do a heavy bomber with United States, you can always try here a strategic distraction. And here for your high command, you can go for this one, 15 more on the fighters, and this one over here, air superiority is also good. And here I think this one, ace effectiveness, is also very good. So that's about it for the doctrine and the officer corps. Now here for your tank designer, you can do a very cheap tank at the start. Let's put also some machine guns here. This one could be your early cheap, very cheap medium tank design. And later on, once you unlock, let's say your later tank, and you also unlock here this one, which gives you more the medium howitzer. Later on, you can change it here, put the medium howitzer here, let's say put some more stuff, and you can always upgrade it. And this can be a very decent late game tank design. Also, don't forget to put here, before you research the tank, also put an advisor here. Now for your plane designs here, you can use this one here for your rally designs and maybe put like only one factory if you want. But I usually wait until I unlock the second fighter and I make a better overall plane. I usually go for the armor. Here are the self-sealing fuel tanks and heavy machine guns with the two cannons. So this is my fighter which I use for the rest of the game basically. And also never forget here to put the air designer before you research. Now as the USA you can use pretty much the same one design over here for your Navy fighters. Also, let me show you for your Navy bombers. Let's say you make a naval bomber, you put the torpedo here, an armor plate, a self-fuel tank, and if you want the range, you can use the drop tanks here. And this can be a pretty good, yeah, let me put the better engine. This can be your naval bomber for your carriers. Now, if you always want to do also bombers, because USA has pretty much unlimited industry, you can just put here the large bomb bay, as many as you can. You can put the engines, but it's gonna be also very expensive. Extra fuel tanks always good for you. And if you see here that you don't have the thrust, you can remove one of these and let's say put some more machine guns over here, and you can make actually this one here for your bombings. A pretty decent strategic bomber over here. You can always do changes. I usually don't use strategic bombers on my playthroughs. So that's all about it for the Air Force. Now let me show you the ship designs. If you wanna, let's say, get the bonuses for this one, you wanna get the +1 deck size for your carriers, you go here and you change this, and it's also gonna give you the guy here that gives a bonus for your design, and you can convert once, let's say, those two carriers at the start build, you can convert them to this, and basically you can keep the pretty similar design. I usually use the dual purpose here. Then once you unlock the next carrier, you are gonna have another one here, and you can put another deck size here, so it's pretty much the same. Now for your destroyers, put the depth charges, also unlock the better two depth charges. Use torpedoes here, and this one can be a pretty decent to hunt submarines. Always upgrading once you get the second one here. Let's say do the same here. Now for your submarines, here put the torpedoes, and once you unlock the next submarine and you unlock the snorkel 2 and the torpedoes 3, also put them here. Now for your battleships, I usually don't like this one here, and what I like to do for the battleships is build a battle cruiser basically, because it's a lot faster and somewhat cheaper. So what I do here is I put the battle cruiser armor, the dual purpose, this one, the anti-air. I leave one heavy battery here. You can also put another yes here. And for the rest ones here, I usually put the dual purpose, another dual purpose, and for this one, again, I put an anti-air, and this is my battleship I use. It's basically a battle cruiser. So that's all about it for the Navy. Now for your Navy management, everyone together and make it into a big pile. Here I like to get all of them. I put them into one group, and I usually just train them for the rest of the game, because you, as the United States, you have basically infinite fuel. Or if you run out, it's not gonna take too much time to get the maximum. And I usually train them so I can get the naval XP and upgrade here my doctrine. Now for your advisors here, you have many options here as the United States. Some pretty good, some good but not really useful. What I like to take, this one guy, once you get this one, reach out to the work group. Also get the political power guy. This one is also pretty decent. This one, silent workhorse at the start. And this one, I guess, over here for the -5 consumer goods can be useful. Or here, once you get the wartime industry, get this one, factory output. Or maybe you can get here this one, but this one I guess is the best one to get. So that's all about it for your advisors. Now for my air force over here, what I like to do is take everyone and just delete them at the start of the game, or maybe leave just the fighters if you want. You can leave here the fighters and just leave them to train. I like to delete the rest and rebuild them later. And what you can do, just take the fighters, just tell them here to train just for the start. And that's about the air management. And if you like the video today, leave a like and leave a sub and a comment below, and see you all the next time.